What's going on, cousins? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to In the Family Room. We are back. Yes, we are. Do me a favor. Make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel. And our YouTube channel is at I Am Tracy Wade. Also, you can find us on Spotify and iHeartRadio as well as Apple Podcasts. I am so excited about tonight's discussion. As you all know, we are in this series of the next chapter. And when I was thinking of topics to hit as it pertains to the next chapter, this was definitely one of the first one of the first topics that came to mind, and it has to do with aging. Now, I am not alone. As you all know, most of the time we have someone here in the family room with us. And today I have two of my dear friends. Before I introduce them, I want to apologize in advance. I just want to put a disclaimer out there right now. I don't know how this conversation is going to go. Um, if you have to use the restroom, if you're one that you pee on yourself from laughter, you may want to go relieve yourself right now. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know how this relates. I don't know, but these are two of my closest girlfriends. This is my crew in Orlando, Florida. Nancy DeCall, Jillian Hewitt. Welcome to In the Family Room. Hey, ladies.
Hello, Trey.
What up? What up? What up? Now, there's a third person. She's not on camera, but you may hear this Jamaican slash American voice from the background, and that's my girlfriend Andrea Prince. She's also in the building as well. Ladies, again, welcome to In the Family Room. What were y'all? Let me ask y'all a question. This isn't on my paper, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask. Just to give you guys a backstory, before I moved and relocated to Maryland, this was my crew. This is who I hung out with me. They know me very well. I know them very well. We all met in ministry, and we have been friends for years. And let me ask y'all a question. When I text you guys in our group chat, and I asked y'all uh to come on to talk about this topic of aging, what were your thoughts initially?
My thoughts were, hi, I'm Jillian. My thoughts were, aging, what is that? And I'm the oldest, by the way.
She is the
But
oldest.
really,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what is that? It didn't hit me that I'm aging, to be honest.
It really didn't.
No,
I mean, you don't act like you never have. Nancy, what were your thoughts?
you're putting us out there. You just
I
want
have been known, I have been known to have us doing some crazy stuff. I know. Y'all know I love trying things. Like, yeah. Um, so between the four of us, Jillian is the oldest, then Nancy, then Andrea, who's our ghostwriter in the back, and I'm the baby of our little circle. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I felt like y'all were like light years ahead of me in aging, right? I felt that for a long time. And I used to clown y'all all the time, right? I used to clown y'all like, oh, I remember Nancy when you turned 50, and I was just like, I got a while before that, right? And then slowly the years just started creeping creeping up on me. I was like, what is happening? And let me first and foremost say that you guys, every last one of you all, even our ghostwriter in the back, look absolutely amazing. You all are aging very well. And we're going to talk about some of that, but let me talk to you guys. As you guys were growing up, did any women in your family ever have conversations with you about aging? Because this is a new chapter in our lives, one that we have never experienced. It kind of reminds me of the chapter, like every phase in our lives, you go through adolescent, then you go through being a young adult, and then you in the thick of it as becoming an adult. But I find that this chapter of of my life is so different. Did any of your mothers ever have conversations, anything like that? Did they warn you all? Because no one told me nothing.
No. The only warning I got, because I was such a bad kid, because I was such a bad kid, the only warning I got was that what I was putting them through, my kids gonna put me through. That was the only warning I got. But as far as any wisdom or anything to take, like a legacy or something to carry on, like when you get older, make sure you massage your neck.
She back on the neck again.
Lotion your skin. Lotion your skin. You know, to keep it moist. Those things are very important because we'll talk about it. When you get older, you look in the mirror, you see wrinkles, you be like, God, I'm getting older. You see it there first.
Okay. I ain't gonna make it. We ain't gonna make it. We ain't gonna make it. We are not gonna make it. Guys.
But this is us.
Okay.
This is who we are when we're together, right? This is us. We laugh and cry and
Yes,
everything. You
we
know,
do.
that's what we
We
do.
do.
We laugh on it.
Okay. If I had to, okay, yeah. So, what was because no one told me anything either, and you guys know, like my mother passed away when I was very young. I was in my 20s. Jillian, how old were you? You were older when your mom passed
Yeah,
away.
I was older.
Yeah. So I didn't know anything. I probably need to have a conversation with my godmother because she didn't tell me anything either. So I need to definitely talk to her. What has been the biggest surprise as far as aging? Just the overall of what you've aged. And if you feel like, if you're open to sharing your age, great. If you don't, I completely understand. But if you are open to sharing your age, I want to know also what was some of the things that surprised you about getting older?
That you went to bed one night and you woke up with pain in the morning once you crossed the
Say that.
once you cross that threshold. It's like 50, here it comes. The mindset, yes, I'm still young, I'm still vibrant, but the body is like, hold on, mama. You cannot move the same way you used to move. You cannot do the
Right.
same things you used to do. And the knees and the hips, and let's not even talk about the memory.
We're gonna
Speak
get
for
there. We're gonna
yourself, honey.
get,
You got all these
we gonna
issues.
get there.
She got all these issues I don't have.
Right.
I don't have all that.
Okay, that's because she a runner, she a sprinter, she
I
a
don't
rock
run
star.
anymore because of having,
Mm,
procedure that I had to have, and I don't want it to be repeated. So I'm really not
Right.
running anymore. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm moving still. Andre and I.
You're still moving. Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
moving,
You're
just not
moving
at
at
your
work.
pace.
You're just moving at work, but you're not coming out and putting the movement as far as exercising your
Now
body.
she's gonna go back and
Yes.
forth with me on camera right
No, I'm
now.
not gonna go back and forth. I just made my statement.
One thing I would say is your eyesight.
Mm,
Yes, that was the first
Yes.
thing.
Ooh, that was,
That is the
yeah.
first thing. I was wearing those cheetah glasses.
Yes. Start with
Everybody go to dollar store and Walgreens and Walmart and get those glasses. And what they really do, to be honest, they mess up your eyes.
the
They
readers.
really
Yeah.
make you need glasses much sooner. So you young people, when you start past 40, you need glasses. Do not get the cheap glasses. It's best you just go to the doctor and get a prescription, which is going to be
Mhm.
low set for your eyes, because those readers mess up your eyes. They really do.
Okay, so you really just passed on some wisdom to our young people who might be watching this show. But because I never knew that, because I
Yeah.
definitely was one of the young people, because you all were older that needed it. And y'all didn't tell me that when I started wearing them. Um,
I found out by the ophthalmologist
okay.
because I was doing that. Okay.
Well, I would definitely. It was the eyesight that was definitely a huge because I always had 20/20 vision, and then about 41. No, this was me. Couldn't see. I could not read. It was like it happened overnight, and now it's like I have to have a pair of glasses in my car. I got to have a pair of glasses in my room. I have to have a pair of glasses in my office. I keep a pair of glasses at the office at the job. Glasses are everywhere because I need them to see. So that was definitely the first wake up call for me. Was there anything else that you guys can recall that was like a huge surprise?
One thing I would say, my taste buds change. And I really didn't start. Okay, I am 62. I'm not ashamed. I'm proud. See,
You got a good neck. Your neck
I was
looks
gonna
good.
say that. I was gonna say my neck is good. I keep,
You
every
rub your,
morning and whenever I shower, I go, the upstrokes. Make sure it go up with lotion.
is it too, wait, is it too late for me?
No, I'm still doing it at 62. I'm really getting into it now. Kind of late, but I'm still keeping trying. But anywho, the sight. But I noticed when I got older, and I really didn't start getting pains really until the last 2-3 years. Like you'll wake up and there's a pain in this hand, and then you'll run and you got a pain in this knee, and it's different parts of your body. And I remember this is one thing I remember my grandmother kept saying is that when it rained, I'm from the island, I'm from Trinidad. She always used to know when it was going to rain because she would say, "Oh, it's going to rain, my arthritis and my knee kicking in." The arthritis. And lo and behold, Granny knew when the rain was coming because her body would ache. And so now that I'm getting older, it is a fact. When the weather changed, I don't know what it is with the atmosphere. Only God knows how he created that, but that happens. But one thing that really was a shocker to me, things that I like to eat, like I used to love tuna. I can't stand your sense of taste buds, your senses change, the smell of certain things. I can't eat anymore because it just doesn't take. And then I may be able to eat something this week, and then next week I can't anymore, and I can't smell it anymore. So that has changed, and I've heard that happens but no one told me. So you find out as you go along, as you go to eat something, you'll be like, oh, like you might feel like nauseous or something, and like, oh my God, I can't eat this. You might try it again. I'm like, okay, I can't eat tuna fish anymore. So that was very surprising to me.
Yeah, I realized that I couldn't eat everything that I used to eat, digestive wise. Like I can't, that's one of the reasons why I like to cook as much as I can is because I can't handle a lot of processed foods it's not good for you anyways, but my palate also has expanded. Like I'm more willing to try new foods than I was. I was a lot closed-minded when I was in my 20s and 30s, 40s. I started exploring other types of food. But I definitely started having more digestive issues in my 40s. Nance?
I don't have the issue with taste. I'm just picky when it comes to food anyway. What I'm eating,
Mm.
how I prepare my food. Um, Definitely eyesight. Digestive issues, yes. Actually, the other day after I did my upper endoscopy, it's like, well, you're not supposed to be eating spicy food. And I looked at the doctor and I said, I'm from the Caribbean. What are you talking about?
Right.
That's something
Because
remember
I
I
like
had to
Yes.
stop. And see,
Yes.
I was telling them, and they always tell me, "How you mean you can't eat pepper this?" And I was the pepper queen, like my curry shrimp and everything. But there came a time, I don't know when it happened, that I cannot eat hot.
Yeah.
You know that I can't eat
Mhm.
spicy stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so
You
now
have to
it's
watch
happening
it.
to you.
You
Yeah.
gotta watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because your
Okay.
body is not processing the food the same way.
Yeah.
You're getting, like, for instance, acid reflux.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and it is not the best. And not only that, your body, like there's inflammation,
Yeah.
allergies. I'm like, just listen here. This
Yeah.
aging,
That's another one. Yeah.
Allergies. I have that
I
too.
developed really bad my allergies. Actually, my allergies worsened when I moved to Maryland. It's way more like I'm on a prescription now. It's harder up here. And we do experience all of the seasons as well. So yeah, I get that definitely. Okay.
I fall asleep.
You know, fall
Is
asleep on
that
my show.
really?
No, it's for real because now I'm gonna tell you the
Oh,
sleeping.
I thought you said you were about to fall asleep.
I was before we started because 7 o'clock is past my bedtime. But the thing is, to tell you guys, I didn't realize, but I know that I do fall asleep early because I get up early. So like I'm up 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. When I get up those hours, 2 o'clock, I can't go back to sleep. I start praying. You know, they say, read your word, you go back to sleep. I pray, the thy kingdom come. I wake up every hour, every half an hour. I'm still awake, fully awake. Keep praying, can't go back to sleep. So if I'm up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, by 7 p.m., I am sleepy. I've done a whole day plus some. So my
Yeah,
body
yeah,
is tired. However, I find myself sleeping less at night. And again, that brings me back to my grandparents and elderly parents. You know, sometimes you get up to use the restroom as a kid and they would always be up and there'd be a little light on. And so I asked my doctor about it. I was like, what's going on? Like, I don't sleep much. And she was like, well, how much
yeah,
sleep you get? And I said, well, it's sporadic. And I told her, and she said, well, you know, when you get older, people think you still have to sleep that 8 to 9 hours and you don't. She said, when you get older, you know, most elderly people sleep less. I was like, oh, that's why the night light used to be on, the lamp used to be on in the room at different hours. So they didn't tell us, but
yeah,
these things would happen, but we saw these things happen. And as we get older,
yeah,
we understand, oh, that's why, you know,
yeah,
was such
yeah.
and such. So yeah, you're
I
sleepy
I
at night.
I remember like I used to go to the club and I would go home. I would get back home from the club and I would call my grandmother. She would still be up. And so you know, yeah, like I would call her sometime. Well, I think by then we just got cell phones and she would be up. Or I would stop by her house after the club and she'll be up and something like that. But and so I do recall seeing those things, but I didn't associate it with her being older. Um I am tired a lot. Like it don't take I've become you now, Jillian.
That's
If I
wrong.
sit
That's
if I
tell us something about you.
Tracy?
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I would have shared if it was that bad. It ain't the choo-choo train. Like,
knock
it's
you out.
not that. I'm talking about we went to church every Sunday. Tracy had to have a nap.
Yep.
Like she is the baby of the bunch,
Yeah.
and she is really
Yes.
the baby of the bunch because she had to like
Yes.
go in a cradle and sleep
Yeah.
for at least an hour.
Yes.
She said, if I could just get an hour, half an hour. She had to take a nap in between
Yeah.
service. We go to church, we go out to eat. Then she would just go to sleep. She has to go home and
Right.
sleep. And then when she wake up, she's alive again.
Or if we
Yeah.
having an event or coming to my house,
Yeah, she
we
had
had to wait for Tracy to wake
to
up.
take a nap. She
She
just
had to
nap
take a nap.
like a little
Yes.
toddler. Oh, shit.
Yes. Yes. Sundays we used to have a lot of cookouts at Nancy's house, and I'd be like, okay, well, we need to do it at about 5 o'clock. I need a nap.
And she's coming in with banana pudding like after she done had a nap. She's coming in. She's coming in with the banana pudding like this.
I'm here.
Yeah. I did my part.
Yeah.
I got my nap.
I wasn't even, that was happening in my late 30s. I wasn't even
Exactly.
40 yet.
It's gonna get
Yeah.
worse.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it has because now it's it's to the point I will sit on the sofa thinking I'm getting ready to watch a show, and I kid you not, I'm nodding out. It's 5 minutes. I'm doing one of your numbers. I'm knocked out. I'm knocked out. And now, even when I go to bed, it doesn't take me long to fall asleep. I'm gone.
My world. That's because you laughed at me
I'm
so much.
gone.
I don't have that
I
issue.
guess so.
Yet.
M-
Yet.
my thing is, my body, even when I get home, it's like I get a burst of energy. So
You have always been that way.
I get a burst of energy and I go to bed late. I actually have started, like, when I come home and have dinner, I wind down. I'm either watching something meaningless or watching or reading just to like decompress so I can go to sleep.
Only seen you watch something on TV twice in all of the years I've
No.
known you. I know you do, but she's such a busy bee. Like
It's not like
Nancy,
when.
she goes in the house and she just soup. She's moving through all the rooms. She's cooking. She's going in the. I
Energizer.
be like, she's like the Energizer
The
bunny.
batteries,
In that way.
battery's not as charged as it is it was before. I can tell you that.
I know it's more charged than mine.
Well,
Okay, I want to shift a little bit. Let's talk about beauty. What are your thoughts in regards to beauty? Has your definition of beauty changed over the years? How do you see yourselves today? Y'all don't have to raise your hands all at once.
I think for me, as you start this aging process, there are periods that you go through that you age gracefully, and then sometimes you see the hair just going crazy and you just bring it back in and you fix the face or whatever. I don't think, for me, I don't have any issues with as far as beauty. Just take it one day at a time. That's it. Some days you're gonna have good days, some days you're not gonna have good days. Some days you're gonna look as beautiful as you want to be, and some days you look like a hot mess.
He's speaking for herself.
I was talking about myself.
Yeah, but you said sometimes you're gonna look. So that wasn't you. You should have said I. Let's get grammar in here.
Jillian said that's not her portion. That's basically what that baby's saying. Go ahead, Jillian. Your thoughts on that?
My thoughts when you first said it, to be honest, my first thought was inner beauty. My first thought was inner beauty. And I believe, because if anyone knows me, I'm a wild child. I'm the Peter, I'm the warrior, I'm the fighter in the spirit and in the physical. So for me, getting older is starting to reflect more before I react. So but I had to do it on purpose. I had to purposely say, I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to respond. And so I had to purposely work on my inner beauty, because, to be honest, let me tell you what inspired me in my outer beauty. I know I don't even want to use the word ugly, but I know I am pleasant to the eye. Can I say it like that? I'm not being conceited. No, the reason, I'm going to give you a good reason. Y'all going to laugh. But when I walk out my house and I look at these younger girls, no, to be honest, I look at these young ladies that are walking around, and it's like they have no respect for their body and their clothing, how they carry themselves. Everything is hanging out the woodwork. And I'm like, I ain't hanging like that, and just things are just disproportionate and stuff. And I say, wow, you are beautiful. Just by, it's comparing myself to them, but it's not comparing myself to say I'm better than them, but for my age, I'm competing. If I have to compete with the younger generation, not all of them, but a good many of them, especially in the South, it makes me feel beautiful, because I'm like, there's nothing to compete with, because they don't carry themselves well. And I think that goes back to, as well as the inner beauty. They don't have that inner beauty with themselves. But wait a minute, but they feel really confident to walk the street looking the way they do. So they have a confidence in themselves, like Lizzo made them feel, look at that black bear. Look at that black bear. You see it? Mm-hmm. A black bear in the yard.
Nancy.
This is part of y'all. A black
Hold on.
bear.
Hold on.
A black. Where did he go? He went that way. Y'all, this is for the people. You saw it, right? She was trying to record. He went between those trees right there. Like he's going up. Yeah, he's going up that way. But he came from that way. He came from back that way. He's big.
Jeez.
He's big.
Where is Ann?
At
He's
work.
at work.
big. I mean, it's
She's a
huge.
big black bear.
It went behind those fence.
Yeah, he came from
You guys
there.
been having bears?
I ain't talking over there no more.
In Pine Hills?
Huh?
Yeah.
Y'all got bears over there?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah,
And I wasn't sleeping.
it's big.
Hmm? You never know what to expect.
This one is big.
I thought he really surprised me. I'm like, wait a minute, I
That was
know
a
you
big-
ain't
it was
sleep.
a big-
It was a big bear, a big black bear.
Yeah, I saw, and I'm trying to.
Hopefully he is gone.
I hope he don't got no mama coming behind him.
No, that was at the mall.
That it could be the papa.
Yeah, but he was really big.
He was big. Sorry, you guys, but this is
Sorry.
Florida. We have
Do we have any bears around here?
huh?
They probably come in the
No, there's
neighbors'
been bears in this neighborhood of Parker from when I used to live up
Really?
the street. Yes, because there used to be a lot of. There was no.
There used to be a lot over there where like in the not Rosemont, but Beggs, like
Yeah, that's what I'm telling her. Bags up here.
yeah,
Because that used to
they
be woods. That
yeah,
wasn't street. So when they cut
yeah.
that down, they have nowhere to go.
Y'all you keep messing with their habitat.
Yeah.
So
So when I was talking about the inner beauty and the outer beauty, so when I see that, and years ago, you could speak as an elder, you could speak to the younger generation and get them some little, wise counseling about themselves, but you can't do that anymore. But I feel that my
we
inner
definitely
work hard on that.
You brought up a good point. I do remember now. That was one of the things that my mom used to say to me all the time. She would always, I didn't account it to this part of my life, but she would say to me that real beauty comes from within. She said that to me growing up, and I think it was because she knew I was beautiful. She knew I was going to be a beautiful young lady, right? And she didn't want me to be vain. She didn't want me to
Right.
be just my looks. And so I looked at it like as only for that time of my life that, the younger part of my life. But you bring up a good point because there are so many, even as we are aging, things are changing. They may not feel beautiful on the outside. And it is a reminder that real beauty does come from the inside out. I know some very attractive women. They're very attractive, but when they open their mouths, they're not attractive anymore. I've seen it. We've all seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And so you brought up a really, really good point. Thanks for sharing that.
Can I say something in the
Um
background?
sure.
Go look for the beer.
So,
Come on, Ghost Rider.
so listen, for me, to be honest, when I look in the mirror, start aging, and I start seeing the lines under my eyes and the lines on my forehead and stuff, it really freaked me out. That's true.
Really?
It freaked me out because I'm used to looking in the mirror and seeing a certain image. And then all of a sudden, I start seeing these wrinkles, these lines, these this, these that. And I'm like, okay, what cream I need to use? What lotion I need to
Right.
use? According to Jillian, lotion under my neck,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Stuff like that. Yes. So for me, I had a really hard time at first accepting the aging part of my face and the aching in my body.
Mm-hmm.
So the
I
aching
would have to agree with the face as well. I started getting spots on my face, and I used to have the clearest skin there is. And then I started getting these spots, and they're aging spots basically. And so I definitely can relate to that, Andrea. It can make you very subconscious. Like I have to purposely not wear makeup because I typically don't leave the house without makeup. But now there are times when I have to purposely not wear makeup just so I could just embrace how my skin has changed. As long as I stick with my facial routine of clean, that process, I'm fine. I force myself to do it, but I don't always like to do it. Most of the time I want to wear my makeup to cover those things. So thank you for sharing that, Andrea.
Good question.
Um, let's talk about lifestyle changes. Have any of you implemented lifestyle changes at this point in your life?
Go to sleep earlier.
What
So what time are you? So what time are you in bed, Andrea?
Andrea, what time you in bed? Right after me.
Pretty much 8 p.m.
8 p.m. right after me.
I know you're not, Nancy. I am. I like to be in bed by 8, but most of the time I'm not. I can't. I mean, I'm either on a conference call, in a meeting, doing a recording, and so that's not always the case for me. But I would love to. If I could, I would.
My earliest is 10 o'clock.
I remember when that's when my alarm go off to remind me that if I fall asleep to get up, go take a shower and go to my bed. Because I might fall asleep on the sofa before I take a shower because I fall asleep so quick. I'm trying to catch Steve Harvey at 7 and 7:30. I don't even make it to 7:30 sometimes. So when I fall asleep, my alarm goes off at 10 o'clock. That's my bed alarm. I say, get up and go to the shower and go in your bed. Because I'm a couch potato. TMI.
Yeah, so pretty much we need alarm to wake us up
Mm-hmm.
so we can
Yeah.
take showers.
Oh, her, Jillian.
Let me tell you something that changed with me, lifestyle. I used to be a go-getter. Like I'd get up and go places by myself and be gone. One reason, going back to the eye, but one reason is that I find it difficult with my focus at night when I'm driving with lights coming towards me. So I had 2 incidents, one in Altamont by Cranes where I was leaving from running with my friend at night. And I dropped her home and coming down the back street and I was going onto oncoming traffic. That was the first time. And then when Regina had won the last election, I went down to Church Street where the event was. I got off work. It got dark real quick. Well, I went down I was going down. The traffic was supposed to be coming up. So I see all these people coming out, homeless people and stuff. And I was like, I'm going to run your tail over if you don't get out my way. But I was prepared to hit. I'm like, what they trying to stop me for? Why they coming out to my car? That's because they was trying to warn me I'm going down the wrong way. And that's just God that nothing was coming. And then when somebody just actually just came, you gone? I was like, and I looked, I pulled and turned around. And I was like, from that night, I said, if I'm going somewhere, it's not like right in my little 4 or 5 miles distance. It's not a street that I'm familiar with that I use a lot. I'm not going to drive. So now I became one of those people, one of those individuals who I've heard and know of that when they get older, they say, I don't drive at night. And now I can understand because now I don't drive at night and I'm just 62. But this happened even before I turned 60. It happened maybe about 58 or so where focus glasses on and everything. And I can see the drive. Actually, in 21, when my dad died and we was coming back, my sister was like, well, you drive coming back. And I said, I can't drive. I just don't feel comfortable. And at that time, I didn't know I couldn't do it, but I just knew something wasn't right when I'm driving. So she was like, I said, okay, I'll drive. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to follow the lights ahead of me. The lights in the road. And she's like, you going to do what? I said, yeah, because that's the only way I feel comfortable. If I follow a car directly in front of me, I'm getting a light from them versus the light from a car coming towards me. That's glaring in my eyes. So I don't drive at night anymore. And also, not only because of that, but I have stopped, like go getting and just being a part of everything. I like quiet time now. I like to be home unbothered. Don't call me. Don't text me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like people who text all the time because to me, I need a phone call. I need to hear a voice. And this is the issue I'm having with my grandkids now because they're becoming teenagers and they don't want to holler at the phone. And I'm like, y'all don't love G-Ma no more? Like, I need that, I need that interaction on the phone instead of a text. It's so impersonal. I want that personal voice on the phone. But I still prefer to be home alone. I'm single. I live by myself. I'm not asking to mingle. But I'm single. I live by myself and I prefer to be, just by myself. I just want that space sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about you guys when you married, but I just preferred my own.
You went all the way to the end of my questions, but
Sorry,
you've covered everything. I
but
mean,
I was
I
just
give
telling
you
you that that's a lifestyle change
it is a
to
lifestyle
me because
change.
I was a real
I
busybody.
I understand. I understand. You've definitely are gracefully aging.
To God be the glory. He spared me.
What do what do you spare you?
He spared me from prison and the pit of hell. How about that? Either way, it would have been hell on earth or hell after earth. So that is grace, honey. I think he gave me the most grace on this earth out of everybody I know.
It's Just a Season, Not a Sentence is a book of wisdom to help navigate and shift your perspective when going through life's journeys. Tracy illustrates God's plan of purpose by sharing her personal experience of God's promises remaining true even after divorce. Whatever you may be experiencing at this time, remember, it's just a season, not a sentence. You can embrace the purpose over the pain.
Well, this is again, thank you guys for being part of the family room.
I love it.
This is what we do in the family room. We talk about everything. Nancy, are there any lifestyle changes that, you know,
I don't fuss about the house as much as anymore. It gets clean when it gets
okay.
clean. I am not like running crazy trying to clean the house.
Yeah.
I find myself, I get up. If I want to clean, I clean. If I don't want to clean, and I have been taking breaks and just like, okay, I'm tired. I'm just going to sit
Yep,
and
Yeah.
relax
that's a
and
fact.
not
Yeah.
do anything
That's a fact.
and let things, I mean, it's like, it's not as important as before. And
Give
even
me 5.
with the grandkids, I'm like, okay, mom, can you watch the kids? No.
No, no,
It's like,
no,
no,
no.
I need a break.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and those are the things that used to be so hard before because you're like, oh, I'm gonna miss out on my grandkids doing this and doing that. Jaden got games. I make his game. I make his game. If I don't, I don't. I am not. It's not that I don't want to be there, but as you get older, and it's like you need time to yourself. You say, okay, I'm married. I still need time to myself
Mm-hmm.
because you're catering to your husband. And like now, Ian's working tonight at night right now. And when I tell you, I'm like,
I'm doing it with you.
because it's like
That's
you
phase.
you come home from work and you still have to interact and entertain a person and do this and do that. And sometimes you just want to, even if he's just chilling out, you want to decompress. And
You guys, are you all getting stuck in your ways?
huh?
Are you stuck in your ways? And Jillian says yes.
I think I'm getting
Are you
stuck in
stuck
my
in your
way.
ways?
No.
That was one of the things that kind of concerned me as I was getting getting older. I did not want to be an individual that could not be flexible and stuck in my ways. However, I've been single for so long. I have a routine. I move and I navigate a certain way. Some of the changes that have taken place in my life is I I I have to be very intentional with focusing now. My attention span is worse. I used to be it's horrible. I have to shut everything down and like really focus if I want to get things done. I used to be able to multitask and get 8 things done at one time. I'm lucky if I could get 2 things done at one time. It's just not the same
Mhm.
anymore. Also I realized that I'm overly I have to really watch my nervous system now. I get overly stimulated. And so it's one of the reasons why I don't like to be around a lot of people. I don't like to be around if there's a lot of talking going on. If it's my family, most of the time I'm okay. But because I can escape, but if I'm in an environment and there's like a lot happening in that one environment, I'm oversensitized. It overstimulates me. And so I have to pull away. I definitely my social battery is not what it used to be. So I go out and I'm sociable and I'm nice and then I'm out. And I go home and you might not hear from me for a while because I need to regroup before I talk to you again. No disrespect. So, unlike you, Jillian, I don't like to talk to people on the phone.
I know.
I used to be that way. Sure. You was coming for me?
No.
I don't like to talk to people on the phone. I will if I have
You
to,
do
but
call, and when you
send me a
call,
text.
we would be on the phone for a while and we'll catch up.
Yes,
Yeah.
But
yes,
yeah, I
yes.
like to touch base, and I know they get tired. Sometimes I be calling them, but I call them, but I didn't.
Yeah, I don't need to
Late.
talk to now. I don't need to talk to you now. Nancy doesn't fall in that category. If I need to talk to her, but I ain't texting her. I'm calling her.
Yeah,
But for the
but I
most
like to hear
part,
your voice.
I could do. Huh?
You want to make, we in
I like,
society,
yes.
we are so prone to our electronics and all this new
Yeah.
technology, and we get caught up in the social media, and we lose touch with the impersonal relationships that we had. Example, even children, they on their phones all the time. What happened to go outside and playing? So from young to old, we lose that sense of touch. We lose that sense of our senses of, hearing somebody's voice, talking to somebody, because somebody could portray. That's why a lot of, I might be skipping around, but people commit suicide and stuff, and they talk about mental health because it's a facade. It's Facebook and Insta sham and everything else, TikTok out and everything else, because I'm making my own names. I do that. I've been doing that all my life, but they out of touch with reality. So they create a space that is not really real. And how you text somebody, have a good day. How you doing? I'm good. We have that quick answer, but you're really not good.
Right.
But if you talk to that person and you hear their voice, you'll be like, you okay? Yeah, I'm all right. And then they be like, you sure? I'm like, nah, he pissed me off, and then you start, but if not, if you don't do that, all that stuff is festering on the inside because you have no outlet. This is not an outlet. No, you get no response, really. Nobody don't really know. You telling them what you feel that they need to know and they need to hear, or what they want to hear. You're not really being real. But if I'm talking to you on the phone, I might be feeling vulnerable. And when I start talking to you, I just start crying. And you'd be like, well, Jillian, I can't do that if I'm texting you. If I'm crying, you won't know. I could be snorting up my phone. You won't know. But that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So society have lost touch. That reality check. We just lose that touch. And I think it's horrible.
Jillian, it's
I
all
get
right.
it.
I just had that
Yeah, I
conversation
definitely.
yesterday. And
Yeah, I
even
get
at
it.
work, when with all these Zoom calls, and so it's overstimulating the
Yeah.
group chats, and that's why even with our chats, you see, I don't respond unless I really
Yeah, I
have
get
to,
tired of them.
because it's so many chats, so much going on, and sometimes people just take the opportunity in the chat to just like vomit and say everything in the chat, and it's not necessary. You guys know me. I really don't care about social media. I really
Yeah,
don't
I
like
pull
social
back.
media because it is so it is very overstimulating. And I was never like that. You used to get sensitive about all the people around you and so forth. But right now, I find myself, and sometimes I'm like, okay, am I going through a depression? What is happening here? But there's so much noise, and it's sometimes it's very hard to actually filter through the noise to understand what is real and what is not real.
Yes, it's hard. It's hard.
I just recently put all of my text messages, like I don't get notifications. So if I don't, it'll be hours sometimes before I see a text now. Um, because I had to I'm on Teams on my job. We're working through Teams all day and it drives me. It's part of my job. But when you do that for 8 hours and then go home, I have to I have to come down. I have to come down. Phone calls, text messages. And that's what I'm saying. I've had to really watch my nervous system these days. So, whereas before I never did, but now it just is. I also have one of the things that I've definitely changed. I don't have a problem with if I don't want to go somewhere, I'm not going. If you don't like me, I don't care. Like I've been that way for a while now.
I think you've been
I
doing it
know
for a
for
long time.
I know for a fact over a decade.
Yeah, you've been like that.
Like I really honestly don't. If you don't like me, that's your problem. It is not my problem. And so I have to watch myself even with dealing with conflict at times because I don't want to come across as mean or anything, but I get real agitated about stupid stuff.
That has always been that way. Hmm.
Sorry, I'm gonna say for me,
I get real agitated. I'll be like, what? Say what? Huh?
my patience has grown thin. I don't have patience for stupidity. I really do not. I will
You
walk
used to have
you and
some
just gonna be
patience
right
for it.
there.
You used to have you had the most grace out of all of I think
No,
next to
Grant.
you would probably be Andrea.
Limited
Andrea's
forgiveness. She would always give
yes.
a pass. Y'all
Andrea
know
was
I was
Andrea
so
be like, we'll be like, no, Andrea, this is what it is. Well, maybe no, Andrea, no.
nothing. It is what it is.
I love it. Okay, I want to shift real quick. Let's talk about menopause.
Never experienced it.
Really?
Never.
Nance?
I do. Yes. Sometimes I still
What are
have.
what are we dealing with?
We get the hot flashes.
That's what you're getting?
Mm. On and off.
I
And
I know about it, but
the thing
I know
about
you
it,
told me.
when you think it's subside and it has gone away, haven't had it for months, and then all of a sudden I'm like, what is happening here? And that wave of heat happens again.
Wave of heat.
The wave of heat.
Can I ask?
So Jillian, you never
Yeah, can I ask
experienced
y'all
it?
I'm gonna tap into that. Can I ask y'all something? Do you take medicine or anything for it?
Mm-mm.
Have you taken? Do you get them?
Okay, so here's my situation. I don't know if I don't know what's happening with my body. Because last year I had the surgery. You all know I had a hysterectomy. And so it's been a whole I I have a gynecologist appointment with my new gynecologist in October. That's when I'm going to have a conversation with her because I didn't notice anything last year. And I think it's because my body's been changing. But what I've been noticing is that I'm in bed, I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm hot, the foot is out. One night I woke up soaked around my neck.
Yes.
Now, like that never happens.
Sure.
And I'm so
Mhm.
now I think it's starting to happen. I'm gonna tell you a real story. The other night we had a family meeting. I had a family meeting with my sons and their wives to discuss our vacation for next year. It was a meeting that was scheduled to discuss the vacation. Again, it was a meeting. It was scheduled meeting to discuss the vacation. And you all know the clowns that my sons can be at times. They started clowning around. They started talking about other stuff, and I almost snapped at them. And I never do that. That's not me. But I found myself like getting real agitated. And I had to have, in that moment, I asked Holy Spirit to help me. I needed help. And cause I never move like that. So I'm definitely, cause I don't want to be that. When I'm already moody. I can be moody when I'm tired or if I don't feel good. And so that's really the only time that I'm moody. And when I'm like that, I stay home. I'm not around people. But that happened and and that's the first time it's happened with my children, and I definitely can't have that. So I don't want my kids being like, "Oh my gosh, mommy is going
That's what
crazy."
happened.
So what?
That's what traumatized me with menopause, to be honest. No joke. True story. My mom had it really bad, and she used to take estrogen, and she ended up with breast cancer, so I'm totally against those things. But my mom she was I don't know if y'all knew the movie Mommy Dearest.
Mm-hmm.
When
Yeah.
that time came, my mom turned into Mommy Dearest.
Oh
It was
my.
very, like you said, how you snapped and went off. It was like a split
I didn't
personality,
snap.
like
I wanted to, but I didn't do it. I wanted to.
But she used to snap. Ain't nothing was holding her back. I got some of her spice. But
Yeah.
she became Mommy Dearest. That's how I always said my mom was Mommy Dearest. And I did not have a relationship with the Lord because I wasn't living with my grandma where I learned the Lord. And I was going to church. But I remember as a child, because of being fearful at that time of the month, I prayed and I asked God. The way that I said it is my prayer was simple. I never want to be like that. Whatever it is, I don't want it. I prayed that I would never. And as I started to get older, I realized that it was something she was going through her cycle or whatever. And I prayed that I would never get it. And that's about 3 things that I asked God not to ever experience. And that was the first conversation I had with him. And I've even had a complete hysterectomy in 2006. And I was supposed to go straight into, because there's nothing left. I told them, take it out, put it in a compound bucket, feed it to Shamu, do whatever they want to do. So I had no use. So what happened, I told the doctor, I said, somebody referred me to the doctor, a nurse friend of mine, and I said, I don't want any hormones, because I know y'all think as soon as somebody have a total hysterectomy, they need hormones. I don't want any. I said, my mom had, took hormones. She died of breast cancer. I don't want to have anything. He said he understood. However, when I had the surgery and I came home, my first shower, I was in a townhouse and I finally was able to go up the stairs. And in that shower, I thought that I was going to die. I thought I had to call for the paramedics because I, I don't like to be cold. So the water was warm temperature, and the flash came on me so bad, and I was home alone. It was so scary. I was just like, couldn't breathe. I was so hot because I'm in the shower and I'm getting all this stuff. So I went to him because I was taking my shower to go for my first visit. And I said, I experienced that. He was like, oh, that's because of the shot. And I said, what shot? He gave me the hormone shot. He said, it's a part of his procedure. I said, you never told me it was a part of your procedure because you would not have done it. So I was so upset, and I went to another doctor. I'm not going to call his name, but I went to one of our doctors, a melanated doctor. And the other one was French. And he told me, I said, this is what happened, and I don't trust, and I need to find another one. And he said, and I never had it again. He said, if you had started to take the pills, he said, what happened is that your body craves it. You don't need to take those pills. Once you start, that's why I asked you, once you start taking those hormones, you have to get it. So my same friend that referred me to that French doctor, she would go on it for like 6 months and then take 6, because she was a nurse, and then she'd go back on it 6 months. And so I never took any of the pills again. So he asked me, if I was active or whatever. I said, no. He said, only when you are, because you're going to need that estrogen. He said, but what you can do is that you can insert, because it is better than taking the pills because it doesn't go directly into your bloodstream. So he explained to me. So I never experienced it. However, what happened was, y'all know I get cold real quick, and I've always been kind of that way, but it got really bad. So like y'all get hot and I get cold and I gotta, crunch up. I mean, I'm freezing like chatting teeth. So what happened, I went to, I changed primary doctor. This is a male also, melanated from the islands. And he said to me, I said, what is this going on? And he said to me, most people don't realize that you could either get hot or you could get cold, but the cold is very rare that happens to people. So I say I don't get it because I don't suffer from what you guys suffer with, but I am extremely cold at all times. People be like, really, Jillian? Yes, I'm freezing and I can't help it and I can't explain it, but I do get cold. And so once I put that blanket over my leg, I'm gone.
A mess.
And that's an
We know.
amen.
We know.
The blanket is a physical amen.
Yeah, we know.
It
I'm
is
telling you,
it's finished
Tracy,
like on the cross.
Tracy, you remember for my birthday weekend, we were all having a conversation and we looked over in the chair and there was Jillian with the cover on.
Like a mummy,
sleeping.
mummified.
Gone.
Yeah.
Dropsy. Yeah. But
Gone.
so I don't get the hot flashes, but I do get cold, a lot. So he said
Okay.
go either way, but the cold is very rare. So I've never experienced the hot flashes. Praise the Lord. I think I prefer the cold.
Well, I can relate with Tracy. I think that I am more moody, and also a little bit more agitated, maybe. I doesn't tolerate stuff like I don't have the patience for it anymore.
My mom.
So
She didn't have the
I
patience for
just
her.
try to stay away from stuff, but I don't really get hot flashes like that.
Just get the mood
But I
swings.
just get the mood. Yeah, I'm very
Mood
moody.
swings.
Yeah. And sometimes like my emotion too, I would just sit and probably just start crying for no reason.
That's it. My mom. When
So
my mom get upset,
yeah.
my mom used to get upset, start crying, and she'd be crying
Yeah.
like she's. So what I would say to pay attention to when that occurs, Tracy.
Well, I'm not crying. No,
Huh?
I'm not doing that. I'm not
No, no,
crying.
no. But you're gonna get the feeling, even if you
Yeah.
don't have the outbursts.
Right.
Because of your hormones, you're
Yes.
gonna get that
Yeah.
feeling that and you're
We gotta
you're
figure
gonna
that
control it
out.
because you are aware something's happening, which my mom had no control, like myself. So go ahead and kind of track it, and then you'll be like, oh, so you kind of figure out when it's gonna happen or what causes it to happen. What's the trigger? But it's usually gonna be around your time of ovulation that you would get most of the triggers, most of that
I
stuff.
have a uterus.
Huh. That's right. You don't have a uterus. So that's when you're supposed to go directly into menopause.
That's why she's
I still have
Yeah.
my fallopian
She's there
tubes. They
now.
didn't take
Yeah.
everything out.
It's supposed to take you directly in. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't. So
Okay.
you,
I have 2 more questions. This has been, I don't think there's been an episode like this. I'm sure of it. My first question is, have you guys had conversations about your death with your children? Have you started preparing them for when you transition? What are those conversations? Have you had conversations?
My kids are very much aware that we have a will and what I want in my will. It is outlined. And I mean, we all know that we're gonna die, and even right
Not my daddy. My daddy says
now,
my dad
yeah.
said
caught
he's
up.
not dying. My dad said he is not dying. He is
I'm
going
telling
with
him
the
I might get
rapture.
caught up.
He is going
Earth,
with the rapture. He says he's not. And he's still here.
but
The rapture hasn't happened yet.
we talk to the kids, and it's not something that you really want to discuss with your kids, but in reality, the reason why I have that conversation is because I don't want to leave my kids burdened with not knowing what to do or having anything put in place in that time, because I went through it with my parents and I went through it with my uncle, and it puts pressure on the family to actually
Yeah.
take care of the person that has passed, and especially when there's nothing written. Now, I will say that I had to have that hard conversation with my dad for him to put a will in place, or else we would have been in a whole heap of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who you living with if you need someone to take care of you? Who are you going to?
Who am I going to live with? Oh, gosh.
Which one of your kids?
You didn't discuss that. Y'all haven't discussed that.
have not discussed that.
I have. Not I have. My daughter discussed it for me.
I am not saying.
I know you going. I know you're going with your daughter.
Yeah, my daughter
She's
said, "Mom,
she's a doctor anyway. So
where I'm at, you're gonna be. I'll hire somebody to take care of you during the day and put cameras all over the place. And when I come home, if I need a break, I would hire somebody to do that too. But the camera's gonna be all over the place."
Listen, I don't. I don't know. I
But
don't know.
cross question: Do you how does your son react to the conversation about if you pass? Because boys and girls, like
Yeah.
you're a boy mom.
Mm-hmm.
Boys and girls, I have one of each.
Mm-hmm.
They act different.
Yeah.
So my daughter, let's discuss this. My son, and I didn't want to hear because I was the only child and I had to deal with everything. But my mom did not prepare me. She financially, but as far as the mind, I was a spoiled child. I didn't know how to buy toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? Because she came with a trunk full of everything. She spoiled me rotten. So when she died, it was like when the toilet paper was out from Costco's and Sam's, I was like, well, where do I get this big one from? I was that spoiled, like toiletries and stuff. So the house, I didn't know nothing about a mortgage because she paid it. And I was a grown mad woman. I was very extremely spoiled. So she did not prepare me financially. So I made, no, financially she did, but because she didn't prepare me mentally, the finance dwindled because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Yeah. Big house with equity and didn't know what the heck equity meant. Didn't know nothing about paying a mortgage, nothing. So it was a disadvantage, a disservice. So my kids, I have discussed with them. My son don't want to hear anything. My daughter will, but they know what to do. They know what my preference is, what I would like, and what is for who and what is not for who. Is only two of them, So we got that all together. So thank God for that.
I've had several conversations. I've had a few conversations with my sons. I've never had any pushback. All four of them have always been open to having the conversation. I think because of how we communicate, we're so vulnerable anyways, and the way we communicate was easy to have a conversation. Jordan is the executive of my estate. They know that everything will be coming from him. So, they don't have to worry about, like he's the one that's in charge, but he has instructions of what to do, who gets what, and the others, they know what those things are as well. So, yeah. Yeah. Deaf wise, I think my kids are different. They're like, you're going to be with the Lord. So we're okay.
Yeah, Elijah
I think Elijah would lose it.
Yeah, my Elijah will not.
Elijah would lose it.
He want to have that conversation. He would be like, "Mom, what do you?"
Yeah, my son don't want to hear it.
He's like, "Mom, I don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
Talk about that."
Yeah.
But for me, I think me being the oldest of my mom tribe, she does have that my mom is still alive, so she does have that conversation with me. She's like, give me my flowers now. Don't wait until I'm dead in a box and come give me all these flowers. She have like her will, and she tell me, make sure you go to the house and check every pocket in my closet.
That's a hint.
Yeah. So yeah, my mom talks to me and kind of, prepare me for stuff, but I can't have that conversation with my son. He won't have it. He's like, "What are you talking about, Mom? I don't want to talk about that."
Yeah, even when I'm sick, my son, like, if I say, I have a pain in my leg, he would call me 20 times that day because I said I don't feel good. You okay? Like scared. But guess what? If I go to the hospital, he won't come. He's scared. Yeah, he would call and see if I'm okay, or call my daughter, but reach out to me. He'll come as soon as I get home. But that hospital,
Wow.
he don't want to deal with it.
Okay. I have one last question, and then we are all done. What advice would you give? What advice would you give your younger version of you, your younger self?
Oh, Jesus. I could write a book on that.
All right, I will go.
We don't need a book. We don't need a book.
The ghostwriter going
The
first.
ghostwriter is going first. And this is what I would tell my younger self: be patient.
Oh,
Thank
that's
you.
exactly what I was going to
Thank
say.
you. I was
Yes.
gonna say that. That's it. I was gonna say something before that, but that was
Mhm.
it too.
Yeah.
Okay, Nancy, be patient as well.
Be patient, and I would say know your value, your worth, know who you are in Christ.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Don't stress.
Jillian,
First will be be obedient. I was not an obedient child. Very
you're not a you a hard head one now as well.
be obedient. Be obedient. That be patient. I don't even pray for patience because tribulation worketh patience. I don't pray for
Mhm.
patience. I'm just gonna be honest. Don't never pray for patience
Yeah,
for
I
me,
know.
okay? Yeah. Thank you
For
guys.
you?
For
No.
me, don't pray for that for me.
Mm-mm.
But just be obedient. And
It is
you know, I've had a
drugs.
calling on my life as I could remember, and I pray that I had just stayed walking in that lane because I would have been obedient to the will of God for my life. So obedience for me is what needed to be done. As this child is a trip.
We know.
I'm glad you tapped yourself.
Yeah.
We know.
Mm.
For me, it would be
Would be all right.
She had to drop a Bob Marley.
ah
Gotta represent. Gotta represent.
Oh God, this is
for
us,
me
y'all.
it would be it's okay to not be perfect, and it's okay to fail. Um Take that pressure off of you. And other than that, I don't really have any. Yeah, I don't have anything else. That's the major one for me. Is that it's okay for me not to get it right. It's okay.
Good one.
So, all right, friends, my Orlando crew. Any last words to
I got a
those that
question.
are going to be watching?
Do you miss us? Miss this?
Absolutely.
I wanted you to say it on camera for the world to know.
That's what I have to do with. Absolutely. Absolutely. I miss you
I miss
guys. I do.
my
You're such a big part of my life. You're such a big part
it's not
of
quiet.
when I gave my life to the Lord and how God has taken me on this journey. You all have watched me grow. I've watched you all grow as well. We've done ministry together. We have done sisterhood together. We have done friendship together. We have watched our children grow up, and go out, and now we got grandkids and all of that. And it's just been a blessing. I consider it a blessing to be able to say I have longevity in my friendships.
Yes,
Mhm.
that's
There are a lot of people who cannot say that. And it is such a gift. And I want to, I know we're talking about aging, but I just really want to encourage those that struggle in the air. If you can't keep friends, they're not the problem. Just gonna say that. If you find that you don't do a good job at keeping friends, like you have no longevity in your friendships, they're not the problem. You're the problem. And you three have definitely, and you still are a gift in my life. I know we don't always get to talk as much as we did when I lived in Orlando, but our text thread is pinned on my phone. And I know that if I ever need a laugh, a good laugh, I could just send something and I'm going to have it.
laugh
So
good
I
make
am so thankful.
That's why we're gonna live
I'm
on.
so thankful. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much for being great friends, being great sisters, and thank you again for being in the family room with
Thank
me.
you for
This was
having us in the
Thank
family
you
room.
for
We
having us in the
appreciate you
family.
considering us.
you.
Um,
I
look,
love.
she's
Oh,
on camera.
the
Whoa!
That's all you get. That's all you get.
She popped in.
Just so people can
I
see
can't. I
So the
can't.
people could see
I
that it was
can't.
not just
Yeah.
really a ghost. It's
AI
a
or
real
whatever.
person. It's
Yeah.
not AI. It's a real person.
I can't. I can't. This was a good conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
All
Have
right,
a
family. Until next time, thank you for being in the family room with us. Do me a favor, share this live with someone that is gracefully aging. Until next week, God bless.